Hey everybody, this is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report. And right now I want to talk a little bit about becoming accountable citizens after the vote. You know, today we're all going to the polls. It's November 8th. We'll reject the lesser of the two evils that are out there, essentially. Or some will go in there and they'll say, I'm voting for my principle. I don't care if it will make the other person win. Or I'm voting because I'm a Republican. I'm voting that Republican line. Uh, Others will vote for a platform or a third party. You get what I'm saying here. But do we do what every patriotic American should do? Think about it. There are real consequences to what happens today. Real consequences, from healthcare to Second Amendment rights to the warmongering. But you will have voted and had some decision in that process. And in 4 years, you'll come back. We'll do it all again. Actually, for presidential, I should say. 2 years if you're really a crazy nut job and you like voting in those local elections. But after you vote, it's like, well, that's it. Time to get on with life. And I read this article, and it was talking about, it did a comparison between being a parent and being a voter, a citizen that's going to hold the government accountable. And they said, you can go out, and they compared it a lot to an ultrasound. You go in there and the big day's coming. You may have your preference of a boy or girl, but you wouldn't want to know which one until election day. And then the delivery comes. Is it a boy or girl? Is it Hillary or Trump? But when the baby appears, when the person wins the presidency, do you lose focus? Do you've been focused on this for what, a couple of years with the presidency, 9 months with your baby? Are you going to keep worrying about it for the next years of your life? Or are you going to say, I'm done. I had my baby. It's done. I played my part. I became a parent. It's time to go back to my busy life. And you got to compare that a lot of times to voting. A lot of times people are like this after they vote. I'm done. I did my part. But did you really do your part? Are you going to be a responsible parent out there that just can't sit around? You got to take care of your kid. You got to hold your kid accountable. You got to make sure you're helping guide them in the right direction so that they're self-sustaining. And without it, you know that this baby of yours isn't going to survive. And government is viewed the same way. If you're not on top of them, holding them accountable, are they going to survive? If you're not out there being the, media, being the fourth estate, holding them to accountability. Well, it used to be. Media's changed a lot. It's no longer the fourth estate. So, why is it that you know these things about being a parent, about having a disciplined life, but when it comes to ensuring this gift we have, this right we have to vote, to elect these officials and hold them accountable, you think that voting is enough? I'm done. It's just like a parent. You need discipline. You need to get in there. You need to stay with it. You need to sustain it. You need to make sure it's going the right direction. And so what it ends up is that the voting isn't enough. You can't just tomorrow go off like all the other 100 million Americans will do and repeat what we've done for the last few centuries. Leave the republic in the hands of this broken system. We've seen it's broken. Should we be leaving this republic in the hands of presidency after what we found out has been going on through WikiLeaks with the Clintons, even with the Bushes? This country is owned by us. These politicians work for us. Today we had our local mayor kick out the ex-mayor because a councilman was attacking the ex-mayor, and the ex-mayor wanted some due process. He kicked him out. This guy has to realize he works for us. We're the citizenry. We need to hold them accountable. We need to ensure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that there is a system in place that will not lead to failure. We can't leave these people up to their own devices with no accountability. You see what happens. I can tell you, if I wasn't here reporting on a lot of this stuff that I see at the council, I know a lot of major media wouldn't pick it up, and it would just go to the wayside. and people would not know about the insanity at the local level, and even at the national, when I cover stuff on my national level. You know, if you think about it, these guys, they get in this position. I can look at the local mayor that I'm trying to replace. He was retired. He was a nobody, just some guy out there working. He got this opportunity. Everybody's coming to him. He's enriched. There's prestige, fame, and in some cases, wealth. And next thing you know, the likelihood of self-interest, corruption, and everything goes through the roof. And all too often we'll elect these great men and women, great ideas, but they're not policed, they're not audited. We just walk away. And then the corruption sets in. And we got to bear responsibility to that, folks. We desire to see change in Washington, in our counties, at our states, at our city levels. Then it's incumbent upon you, me, to change our course. And that's the point I was trying to drive when we had 2 council members and a mayor running unopposed. I said, no, we got to hold these guys accountable. And I ran. I tried to get other people to run. We need other people to step up, though. One person can't do it on their own. Voting is not enough. It's almost meaningless unless you're willing to show up and hold these guys to the fire. Just like you would with your kids. It's a thankless job. It's never ending. People think you're an idiot. You get criticized, attacked all the time. I'm attacked daily. 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day. Anything less, I probably would think I'm not doing my job out there. And it's not too late to change our nation, to change our states, to change the community. But you have to get out there. You have to do your civic duty and stay on top of it tomorrow, the 9th. Because if we don't, the republic will fail. And we're seeing that. I'm telling you, we're seeing that. If you look at these WikiLeaks, how damaged our government is. So step up. Commit to the battle. Both at the local, state, county, national level. Step up. Future generations, your daughters, your grandchildren, they all depend on it. And if you're not quite sure what to do, just start looking into it. Just sit there in silence and learn the system. Together, we can make a difference, folks. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.